I wanted to leave you a message on your first night. Help you get settled in. I'm actually finishing my last week as I speak. The animatronics do get a bit quirky at night, but do I blame them? No. If I had to sing the same stupid songs and I didn't get a bath for 30 years, I'd be a little annoyed too. I skipped a bunch of lines, but...
Chris is getting better and better at that, though.
It's not,
eventually you're going to say the whole thing.
It's not like the Better Call Saul chicanery rant. I don't know the entire line. The Chuck's monologue from Season 3, Episode 5 of Better Call Saul, I know it perfectly. I did it at work the other day.
How long is it?
It's not very long.
All right.
I can demonstrate.
Let's go pressure.
All right.
We'll stay silent.
I am not crazy. I am not crazy. I knew it was 1216, one after Magna Carta, as if I could ever make such a mistake. Never. Never. I just couldn't prove it. He covered his tracks. He got that idiot at the copy shop to lie for him. You think this is something? You think this is bad? This chicanery? He's done worse. That billboard. You're telling me a man just happened to fall like that? No, he orchestrated it. Jimmy. He defecated through a sunroof. And I saved him. And I shouldn't have. Took him into my own firm. What was I thinking? He'll never change. He'll never change. Ever since he was 9, just couldn't keep his hands out of the cash drawer. But not our Jimmy. Not precious Jimmy. Stealing them blind. And he gets to be a lawyer? What a sick joke. I should have stopped him when I had the chance. And you have to stop him. You have to. And then he cuts off.
That's pretty good, goddamn.
I've seen that scene so many fucking times that I know I know that fucking monologue by heart.
That was pretty fucking good.
I can almost do Senator Armstrong's speech word for word, but I'm not even going to do it right now.
All right.
Nano machine, son.
It was very Alex Jones the way you said that.
Alex Jones.
Jason Jones, baby.
Senator Armstrong.
All right.
The water's turning the freaking frogs gay.
All right.
Demons.
Fucking Alex Jones, dude.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the 93rd installment of the Synapse Misfire Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, joined by our co-host, Jordan, and our large man, Jason.
He's back.
He's back. The return of the goon.
I have returned for like the 100th time.
He retconned himself into every previous episode.
Every single episode, actually.
Go back. Check the tapes.
Roll it.
I'm there somewhere.
Roll it. It's just his rectum spread in front of the camera.
He's fully goatseed.
Goatseed in front of the fucking camera.
Formalities, Chris? Formalities? We're formal
yeah.
here, right? We're formal? I think we are.
Sure, I'd say that.
Sure, yeah, formalities. So, find us. Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify, Pocket Cast, RSS Feed, linked below. Contact us, synapsemisfire@pm.me. Comments, questions, concerns, and death threats for our boy Jason here. And Instagram, TikTok, YouTube comment section. You can also check out our shorts and hopefully some other content coming soon to a goon near you. And special announcement time, baby. I forgot to mention it last episode, but if you've been a listener for a while now, you know that Spotify was one of the first platforms we were on.
Yes.
It was surprisingly easy.
Very near and dear to our hearts.
Very near and dear. Well, I'm happy to announce that we are, and you may have already noticed this, on Spotify Video now. So, if for some reason you like the audio version of the podcast more, whether it be for background play, but you also feel like you're missing out a little bit on the chicanery, to say the least, that happens on camera, well, you can do both. You can check us out on Spotify.
And like I said, think about it this way. The only other podcast that I can think of that has Spotify video is the Joe Rogan Experience. So we're
also,
like basically on par.
Yeah, we are also announcing today that we have purchased the Joe Rogan Experience for a used Kit Kat bar. Don't ask how it was used.
I'm also challenging Joey Diaz to a fist fight as well as a coke-off. So, Joey, if you're listening, I want that smoke.
I mean, I don't know. Joey Diaz is a pretty scary individual. I remember on Hot Ones, Sean Evans asked him, if you were ever in a fight, like a street fight, which side of you would come out, the jiu-jitsu or the Jersey side? And he pauses for a second and he goes, the gun, bitch.
Joey Diaz, like, jokes aside, is just a phenomenally funny human being.
Genuinely fucking hilarious.
Oh my god. The way he, like, when he's telling a story and he gets quiet, get into, like, the real kicker of the story, like a fucking tiger getting ready to pounce on its prey. And then it'll just be like, fucking forget about it, suka la mink. And then I'll just fucking cry laughing, dude.
So, Chris.
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
Well, you know how I mentioned that I had detailed my car last episode?
With the clay or whatever.
I'm going to expand upon that a bit.
Ooh, some more.
Yes. So, my car.
Mm-hmm.
Ford Fiesta ST.
2018?
2019.
19.
Yeah. Excuse you.
Manual. ST, baby.
Yeah. Sexually transmitted. That car it's a great car, and it gets you a lot of clout with certain people. Okay? It gets you clout with, like, car guys. Like, people who know about cars, but it's a very low-key car. Mm-hmm. It's like people who don't know what they're looking at are just like, oh, it's just some piece of shit.
It's a hatchback.
But car guys will, they'll know what they're looking at, and then you get clout from them, but no one else. So sorry, the cat's distracted me. The people you get clout from is the car guys. The people you don't get clout from is everyone fucking else. I'll tell you who you doubly don't get clout from. Women. So I went to Harbor Freight to pick up some detailing stuff. And I was there, and I was like, I picked up all my stuff, and I was checking out. And the cashier girl strikes up a conversation with me. So around our age. So I'm like, all right, I'll entertain this, right? So I'm talking to her. It's like, yeah, well, it's finally getting warm, and a lot of people are, buying all this car cleaning stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's that time of year. I gotta get all the salt and stuff off my car. And we continue, and then she's like, oh, you take good care of your car. What kind of car do you drive? And I'm like, okay, I drive a Fiesta ST, like a Ford Fiesta ST, and you could literally see the interest leave her face.
Oh, poor Chris, man.
You could see the interest leave her face. It was a noticeable change in her demeanor. If I told her I had like a Mustang or a Corvette or something, it would have been, it would have been on. It would have been game time,
Yeah.
But
damn.
So, Fiesta ST, excellent car, gets you 0 bitches.
But
no bitches.
Now you know that she wouldn't have been the woman for you, because the day that you say, yeah, I drive a Fiesta ST, and she parts up, that's how you know. That's the woman for you. Then she turns around and she's like, well, as a matter of fact, I drive a Fiesta ST. I also drive manual. And then immediately you fuck on the counter.
And then immediately we get married.
Immediately. Like, right then and there.
Yeah.
On the spot. Just you sign the papers and it's done.
Immediate fucking primal Neanderthal ball slapping sex right on the counter.
Chris is at the counter. They both look at each other here. Grabs her.
And it sounds like two very angry great apes. It's just like if you got like two male orangutans and then just had them fist fight each other. That's what it sounds like. It's violent.
Violent fucking ball slapping sex.
It's disgusting too. Yeah, there's people around it that are like, oh my god, there's a fucking crime against humanity happening right now.
Just fucking fluids everywhere.
I was gonna say there's just fluids pouring out.
Just, oh man.
In the span of 30 seconds, they do that. She's pregnant. The baby's born. The baby gets a Fiesta ST, and they all drive off into the sunset.
Yeah.
Span of 30 seconds.
Just immediate due to Neanderthalic sexual ritual.
So if you were thinking of getting a car to impress the ladies, don't get a Fiesta ST.
In fairness though, if a girl was like, what kind of car you drive? And then showed disinterest, I'd be like, you are not the type of woman. Like,
well, I suppose it could be worse. I could be like, yeah, I drive a 2009 Chevy Cobalt.
I suppose it could.
Could drive a Prius.
I could have driven a Prius. Yeah, that could have been worse too. What car do you drive? Well, I have a 2019 Ford Fiesta and ST, and she's like, Then you're like, and I also have a 2006 Prius, and she's like, oh, she fucking turns into a man and kills herself on the spot. Just pulls out a magnum and blows her own head off, and you're just like, oh.
She kills herself to get out of the conversation.
I know I would.
Excuse me for a moment.
Yeah, I suppose it could have been a lot worse. I could have still had my Hyundai. It's like, yeah, I drive a Hyundai Accent. You know, I drive a Hyundai Accent. It's like, oh, really?
It's made of plastic.
And it's just made of like nothing.
Yeah.
And it costs nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that's how my experience went.
Yeah. Yeah. Too bad you didn't drive a Miata. Like a Mazda.
I feel like,
as soon as you said Mazda, she would have wet herself.
I don't know. I feel like that would have gotten me even less clout.
The newer Miatas are pretty fucking pimping, dude.
If I said, yeah, I drive a Miata, she would be like, oh, so you like getting pegged?
I don't know. The newer Mazda Miatas, though. I'm just saying. If you had a newer Mazda Miata,
I'd peg a Mazda Miata.
Yeah. Jordan, do you like being pegged?
No, I do the pegging. As a matter of fact.
Can I peg you?
I could try.
Might get myself a Miata.
Jason is fucking Miata. So, I'm glad you had a great encounter at the store.
That all being said, I don't have any beef with Miatas. I think they're fine cars. If I was slimmer and shorter, I would buy one.
It's one of those scenarios where Chris is just angry that he can't have one, so therefore he hates
hate it. I hate Miatas because I can't fit in one. God,
Chris is like, I can't have my Five Guys and the Miata. God damn it.
God damn it.
But you know what I did, Chris, and the audience should know.
You got
this.
pegged?
Well, yeah, but after that,
Primal gorilla sex?
No, I did resort though to my male instincts. I went rootin' tootin'.
Oh yes, I did see this.
I went rootin' tootin' cowboy shooting. So I went shooting because I was bored and it was nice out, and I've had my new shotgun for 6 to 8 months and I've never used it.
Nice.
So I was like, let's use it. And I like the gun. The form factor is great, but the stock might be the worst stock I've ever felt on a shotgun.
Damn.
It's ribbed.
For her pleasure.
Ribbed for pleasure. Meaning
We're
that
on a
instead
different
of
fucking wavelength this episode. We're gonna have to like fucking put an age restriction on this one.
meaning fuck me, dude.
This is gonna
Not
be the
literally,
grossest
please.
one we've done.
Meaning
Sorry.
No, that was good. I thought that as soon as I said ribbed, I was like, I should have used a better adjective. I said this at work too. I was talking to our boss. I was like, yeah, it's ribbed. And I just saw his eyes light up and I was like, don't you fucking start. I was like, don't you fucking start, dude. If you say if you make one comment, I will rib you, bro. Like, I'm going to rib your
I'll
inside.
show you how many pleasures this rib can give you.
So, anyway, the stock is ribbed, meaning that like on my previous shotgun where it would give you a nice kick and you're like, pretty good kick. And it was just like this flat pressure, like I went.
Yeah.
Instead, it's like 6 small protrusions that fucking punch you in the shoulder.
That seems like a very weird thing to do.
So, pretty much, think of it this way. If you're distributing force across a large surface area, the average force in that area, is pretty reduced. It helps to kind of absorb. Now, if you basically decrease that surface area, that force becomes exponential.
Yeah.
So, pretty much, it fucking destroyed my shoulder in 3 shots.
Yeah, so...
I destroyed my shoulder that weekend. So bad.
The whole idea behind impacts is to reduce the effects of the impact, you need to lengthen the time of the impact. Hence, if maybe they had that, ribbed for her pleasure type design, but they were all gel sacks, and when they would you would shoot, they would compress and disperse force out. Kind of like the same way like a bulletproof vest works, where it disperses force across a much larger area.
Instead of straight, yeah.
They could have just done that.
Yeah.
And it would have been I don't know, that's a stupid design.
Not to mention it's hard as fuck.
Can you replace it at all?
I can, yeah. I'm gonna get that, or I'm just gonna get a shooting shoulder pad. It's easier enough.
Oh,
but
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, dude. I have to say, man, it was pretty fucking painful with the shotgun. Like, I tried to brace, but no matter what I did, it was just like it kept slamming me with just those like little micro fucking portions, and that shit hurted. Man. But it was a good time, dude. I tried some marksmanship skills, and I think I want to get into like marksman shooting. To be honest, because there's just something. And again, I mean, I'm not a gun guy per se, but I'm just saying this as a casual gun person. But there's just something about my brain that has always made me a good shot without practice. Like, the video that I posted or whatever, where I shot that wood block, that video was taken after I had done it a couple times, and I had missed a few times, but my first shot, remember the Dell logo?
Yeah.
I hit that from like 80 feet away. First shot. With one shot. I hit that wood block 3 times in a row from over 150 feet away with iron sights. So I really want to get into competitive shooting, to be honest, because I feel like I would be pretty good at it. Because when you get into like the nuances of like actually using a long range rifle and like zeroing your fucking scope and shit, like I feel like that shit would be so cool. And I've always liked physics too, so I kind of want to get into that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
pretty sick. So.
You know, I missed that exact, or not that monitor, but I missed a hard drive 4 times.
With a shotgun.
With a shotgun.
With a shotgun.
You can see the video. It exists on this channel. So.
Yeah, it exists on this channel.
Speaking of guns, holy shit. This is a couple weeks old now, but do you go on, like, Public Freakout or, like, any of those similar subreddits?
Yeah.
Did you see the fucking video? It was, okay, so this guy, Narcs, and it's a guy, and he just follows people around. He like goes to parking lots, and then when people leave their carts out, he's like, "Hey, put your cart back." And if they don't put their cart back, he puts like a little magnet on their car, and people get fucking pissed about this all the time. When simply you could just put the cart back.
Oh, but it's someone else's job. Someone get paid for
and
it.
the fact of the matter is, it's not their job to run around the parking lot and collect carts. It's their job to grab it from the corral and bring it in the store. Mm-hmm. I always put my cart back.
Same.
If you don't put your cart back genuinely, you're a drain on society. Yeah, like it is like the most simple test of morality. Yeah.
Yes.
Just like put your fucking cart back. And also, if someone calls you out on it, like that guy does, and he's not aggressive. He never speaks in a threatening tone. He doesn't swear at people and yell at people. He's just like, "Hey, put your cart back." And when people protest, he's like, "Well, stop being a lazy bones." That's what he says. Stop being a lazy bones. He never yells at people. He never threatens people. So he's just a nice guy, right? And when people come at you like that, and then you immediately respond with anger. That violence. Is such... You failed every IQ test. Yeah. It's such a marker of, like, low IQ. Yeah. Genuinely. And I'm not saying this just to be an asshole, because I'm like, oh, I'm such a enlightened, smart guy.
With a high IQ,
I'm not saying I'm like a fucking... I'm no genius, okay? I am retarded. But immediately resorting to violence in the face of a conflict is a marker for low intelligence that's scientifically proven.
Yeah. Yeah. It's basically it's like literally an instinct reaction for like a Neanderthal.
Yes. So that all being said, he was in Texas.
Texas. Hell
okay.
Yeah.
He was in Texas, and there's a guy in a van, and didn't put his cart back. He says, "Hey, put your cart back, mate." He does his normal bit, and he goes to put a magnet on the guy's truck. He walks up with the magnet, and the guy fucking pulled a gun on him. The guy pulled a gun on him. He said, "Get the fuck away from my truck, man." And he pulls his gun out and then racks the slide back, ejecting the shell that was already in it, mind you, the cartridge that was already in it, out into the fucking street. So you didn't have to do that. But, yeah, I hope that was worth it, asshole. Because, I looked it up. I did a little research on this. Brandishing in an attempt to threaten someone in Texas is... considered deadly conduct.
Yeah.
And deadly conduct in Texas can be a misdemeanor if there's no firearm involved. However, since in this instance a firearm was involved, it's a 3rd-degree felony. Mm-hmm. So you can't flash that gun at anyone else now, because that's a felony charge.
Yep.
You can't have guns. You can't vote. You can't get a lot of things now, buddy.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Fun. So did he actually get
I don't know if he got charged, but
sure
he
he did.
definitely should have been.
I'm sure
Because
he did.
there's a
It's on
video evidence of him pulling a gun on someone to threaten him.
Yeah.
And no
100%.
one is threatening him. Like, you're putting a magnet. It's not like he's putting like a
Exactly.
sticker. Like, I can understand a sticker being
And
maybe
it's also
a little...
not like the guy's armed either.
Yeah.
He even afterwards, he like walks away from the guy, and it was the calmest reaction of a gun pulled on you I've ever fucking seen. He goes, "No, sir, that's a gun," and he walks away. He like speed walks away from the guy, and he goes, "Well, things are different here down in Texas. The cart narcs do not carry, so he's not like armed. So he's not armed. He's not threatening, and a man pulled a gun on him." Mm-hmm. That's a felony charge. You deserve to have your guns taken away.
You deserve prison time, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm very pro Second Amendment. Okay, I'm very pro gun. Okay, I make no secret of that. However, it should be like a system like, hey, it's easier to get a gun. I think it should be easy to get guns, right? But the second you fuck up, you act a fool with them, you're immediately barred from owning them.
No guns.
Because, right, you see this all the time. And this happens all the time. It's people who are like hotheads. They're like, they're too stupid for their own good. And they can't handle owning a firearm. They don't deserve the privilege, right? I understand that it's a constitutional right, this, and this. But you act a fool, you get that taken away from you.
Yeah. Honestly, the problem for a lot of people...
It's, okay, listen, this is a country where you have the most easy access to guns, and the people are more, armed, and everyone complains about gun control. It's like, I don't want more gun control. Well, then fucking act like it. Behave with your firearms.
Yeah. Well, the problem is with firearms in general is with certain people who clearly aren't all there, it becomes like this shield, in essence, where it's like, if someone does me wrong or says something I don't like, I have this one-up, Yeah. It's kind of probably the same boost that certain people get when they're trained to fight or they're a boxer. It's an ego thing. So for someone who's armed, it's pretty easy to be like, okay, I want this person to fuck off, and the only leverage I have in this scenario is a firearm. And the fact that you think like that is proof that you should never be allowed to touch a firearm.
That's the thing, and that's a big game of fuck around and find out. Because if the guy that you're trying to threaten is carrying and is not gonna hesitate, you pull a gun on him. That's already threatening with intent to kill, essentially, threatening with a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
That person is a little quicker on the draw, pulls their gun, shoots you. Look what you've done.
Yeah.
You've gotten yourself killed because you wanted to be the big man with the gun.
Like, the biggest thing is just avoid conflict. I don't know why that's so hard.
Just don't be a dickhead.
Just avoid conflict.
Just don't be a fucking idiot with your guns, genuinely.
Like, just leave the scenario. That's that's something that they teach in school. Like,
That's
to just
also
avoid
the thing,
it.
too, is I've genuinely never been in, like, an actual conflict with, like, a stranger.
Yeah.
I've, like, I've had, like, incidents where it's like, oh, well, this person's being a fucking dickhead, I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah, just leave.
This is completely a normal thing to do, is to just respond, like, very calmly, don't escalate the situation, and just exit the situation. It's not that difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. And honestly, from my point of view, like, I've been in a lot of conflicts with other people, and, like, particularly, like, at parties, right? So, like, as a larger, more defined man, like, if somebody I know is in a situation with somebody where it's going to escalate, I'm going to interject to try to break it up. Like, it's just something I'm willing to do.
Yeah, but your instinct is to de-escalate before an action has to be taken.
Right. But then you got these morons with their guns that are just like, hey, big fella, and they just, like, lift their shirt to show me that they're carrying.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, like, it's a gun. You think I haven't seen those before? Like,
and I fully understand the idea of, like, okay, there's an intruder in my home, and they only have, like, a fucking bat. I can understand brandishing to threaten that person,
Yeah.
right? I'm trying to get this strange person out of my home. Mm-hmm. That's perfectly fine.
yeah.
That's perfectly fine. I'm not saying that.
Oh, shoot 'em.
But if you got to do that, you got to flash your gun at someone who's just pissing you off. Or, like the case of that fucking asshole down in Florida a few years ago. I forget his name. It's not worth knowing. Who was at a convenience store. His wife ran inside, and there was a car next to them, an SUV with like 4 black teenagers that were listening to music. And the guy just didn't like the cut of their jib, asked them to turn down the music. They didn't want to turn it down. So he fired like 20 shots at their car as they tried to drive away and escape.
Racist
and killed
prick.
one of them.
Oh, I didn't even. Wow.
And killed one of them. Innocent teens. They were not armed.
They're just
They were not
listening.
threatening him.
They're just listening to music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were just, it's people like that shouldn't own them, to be fair.
Yeah.
It should be like a one-strike system. You pull some shit like that, immediately you do not have access to owning a firearm anymore.
And
you're done.
you should be imprisoned for literally your life. Like,
This goes back to, I don't know if I talked about it on the show, like the whole idea of, I feel like there should be like a governmental thing where it's like acting a fool in public, right? If you're like a dickhead and you're like revving your motorcycle or your car, or you're like just being unreasonable in public, you're yelling at a fast food worker because your food takes 5 more minutes than it usually does. You should be immediately placed on house arrest for like 30 days, taken out of the public to reflect on why you're such an idiot and why you shouldn't be in society. And then you get to come back. And then if you come back, you've learned your lesson, you don't do it again. And that's all good, right?
Yeah, no.
I just think it's more people need like time to reflect on why they're stupid.
yeah.
Yeah, no, there's no reason you should treat another human being like that. Like taking the guns out aside, or like even just being like a public prick.
That's another thing too. I've genuinely never understood how like fast food incidents escalate to that level. I've been in fast food places. I'm no stranger to fast food. Okay. And it's true that my order has been fucked up before.
The McDonald's story
The
a week ago.
McDonald's story I was angry about because I couldn't do anything about it.
You couldn't walk back in and be like, hey, you forgot.
Exactly. But if I'm ordering at the store and they get something wrong, I was like, hey, I asked for this, so you gave me this one instead.
You've never had issue.
And there's like, oh, okay. And they fix it. And I don't understand. Oh, well, my order's wrong because there should be 6 people in the kitchen and there's only 2. And these people are making, $12 an hour. And their manager's yelling at them, breathing down their neck, and they have to throw out 300 cheeseburgers in an hour, right? Fast food environments are not good environments to work.
No, horrible.
They are not good environments to work. That being said, I think people should work like fast food or retail at least once in their lives, just to understand, to have that perspective.
Yeah.
Because I think it's mostly the older crowd, because, I mean, they got out of high school right into a high-paying job.
Yeah, boomers.
Right? I mean, and it's, the generation that was scientifically, again, proven that they have a much faster cognitive decline due to leaded gasoline and lead exposure. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't know it was as big of a problem as it was, but it genuinely, it lowered IQ and raised crime for a long time, and it still kind of is having effects.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I don't get it. Like, to your point, Chris, like, if something's fucked up, just talk.
Yeah, just be normal. I
Just
don't
be like,
understand
be
it.
reasonable.
There's a reason, right? Hear me out, guys. There's a reason that humans are so advanced that we have this thing called, speech.
Yeah.
Where we can communicate pretty much anything very quickly and efficiently. So, if your order's fucked up, you could say, hey, the order's messed up. I was supposed to get this, and it's going to get fixed.
You never saw more of this shit than you did, March 2020, beginning of the pandemic. It's like, hey, you need to put on a mask to be in here.
Yeah. My American right.
And it's always like, I've even had moments where I walk up to a door of a place, and it says, mask required for entry, and I go back and get one.
It's not that fucking
Wait,
hard.
Chris, so you mean you don't kick in the door and be like,
My rights! There's the same people who complained about their rights, when it came to wearing masks. It's the same people that were like, well, it's the business's right when bakeries didn't want to make cakes for gay weddings.
Yeah. Same crowd.
So,
Yep.
I don't understand how things escalate
I don't.
to that level.
That reminds me of a story.
General.
Yeah, so like going on like public indecency and just being a general prick.
Just being a nuisance.
So I was at a gas station a couple weeks ago, actually.
Okay.
So there's 3 people involved, right? We're gonna have the couple in question, right? We're gonna call them like Becky and like Samuel.
Okay.
Becky and Samuel.
And then you have the aggressor in this situation. We're gonna call him Bill.
No. Call him Chad.
Yeah,
Chad's
he
an
was too
aggressor.
old. He was too old to be a Chad.
Damn. I like Chad.
He was like old, bald, trucker hat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the
it's
type you
Buck.
would expect.
It's Buck. It
Buck.
ain't Bill. It's Buck.
Yeah, we'll call him Buck. So I'm just pumping my gas, right?
As you do.
Yeah, Becky and Samuel pull up to the pump behind me, but they walk over to like the mechanic side and they're talking to the mechanic for whatever reason before they pump gas in their car. Buck pulls up and waits for all of 30 seconds, and he's like, "Hey, are you assholes on this pump?" And they're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I got places to be. Can you hurry up and pump your fucking gas?"
Bruh.
And they're like, "Dude, there's other pumps." And he's like, "They're all taken. You fucking ass." He starts calling her like a whore and shit. And Becky's just like, "Suck my ass, suck my ass, suck my ass." Walking to go talk to the dude to go pay for the gas or whatever. So Samuel approaches the car.
Oh boy.
Samuel's not a big dude. Samuel's about 5'7".
Fucking white knight, dude.
Yeah. Samuel's about 5'7", like a good like $140.
Yeah, little guy.
Yeah, small. He's like,
And I presume Buck's a large individual.
Buck was short and bald. And
Oh, really?
He's just
built
got that old man anger,
Yeah,
yeah.
he just got old man like rage. And, like,
I see.
And so Samuel was like, "Yo, like, there's no need to talk to my girl like that. There's no need to be this irrational about that. Can we just calm down?" So and he's like, "No, fuck you, pussy. You fucking bitch. You." Call him a fucking hobknocker. I'm not sure what that fucking means. You fucking hobknocker.
He calls him everything he can even like figure.
You fucking
He's like on
incel.
Google,
You fucking beta male. Just starts.
He's like he's got a dictionary
He's got a
out.
fucking dictionary. He's just flipping through. And Samuel, from what I hear, goes, "You got one more." and he goes, "Fuck you, what are you gonna do?" Samuel open hand slaps him through his car, through his truck window. All I hear was just smack. Like just perfect technique.
Just
hand
meat on
cheek.
meat, dude.
Just schmeat on schmeat. And he's like, "You're done." And Buck's like, "What the fuck? I've just been assaulted. Police!"
That's the thing too. And that's in situations like that. This applies to everyone. Okay. Every person,
Every drove.
Man, woman, child, at some point in their life, does something and is like gets into a headspace that like they just need a smack to get them out of it.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like not enough to like really hurt them or like damage them, just enough to just like scare them a bit.
But,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Just like the same way you would like punish a cat. Like when my cat gets into something, I poke him on the nose really hard, and it's like it doesn't hurt him, but he's like, "Oh Jesus, that doesn't hurt him." Like I'm not hitting him.
Just reminds you where you are.
It just reminds you like this is your place, and you violated this now. And you're acting like a fucking animal. I wouldn't say it to him because of course he acts like an animal because he is one.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Buck decides to escalate. He gets out. Sam is walking back to his car already, and then Becky's coming back having to pay for gas. Sam's pumping the gas, and Buck gets out the car. Why I oughta? Like genuinely, like I'm not even like exacerbating that. He's literally saying why I oughta and like shaking his fists like fucking like Hulk Hogan hulking out before his little comeback sequence, and he's just like, you just struck me, you fucking idiot. He's like, I'm calling the police.
Okay, bet.
And Becky's like, okay. And he's just like, you're going to jail for a long time, bub.
And if you think about it, you could have not had that interaction, waited for them to pump their gas,
And been
pulled
out of
up
there
to the
quicker.
pump, pumped your gas, and you would have been out of there.
Thought he had places to be.
Yeah, I was like, if you got so many places to be, why are you wasting your time here?
Right.
By that point, I literally finished pumping my gas. Like, the ladies next to me, she's like, I love when people fight in the city.
I genuinely, anytime there's some shit going down, I will always 100% of the time just kind of like continue what I'm doing, but I'll also be like,
oh, I'm nosy as fuck. I'll be watching. I'm like, and like, I knew in that situation, if somebody started with me, it wasn't going to end well for them. So I'm just like the protected bystander. And
just looking.
Chris, give me that face again. I got you. I got the POV shot. Got the POV shot, baby. I brought the GoPro today for the POV. This is my POV. This is what I gotta look at. Hang on, keep that pose. Okay.
You can see how disgusting the rest of this environment is.
But yeah, people just be acting like chimps.
Just be acting like animals for no fucking reason.
Just acting like chimps. And speaking of chimps.
Okay.
So, I...
Ouch.
Full disclosure, was fucking stoned out of my mind.
Okay.
Right? So...
Mind you, he's 21. And we live in a legal state.
We live in a legal state. I'm perfectly legal. So...
Are you now?
Yeah. Oh no! So, I'm cooked. Right? And I'm thinking to myself, I was like...
About chimps?
Yes.
Okay.
Chimps. And I think I would be an alpha male in chimp society.
You think so?
I do think so. I was doing research while I was high. So I'm looking shit up. So, like, chimps are 1.4 something times stronger proportional to their body weight than an average male.
Okay.
So, average human male is like 160 something pounds. Mm-hmm. And chimps are smaller than that. So I'm thinking, I get chimps have like very like dense muscles.
Yeah.
But they're small. So I'm thinking, right? So get me like butt naked, like bloodlusted, like life or death situation. Like when
Now, this is an important detail here. Is it you as a person? Because that's what it sounds like. Or is it you as a chimp in a chimp society?
Oh, no, I was thinking of both situations. I think I could 1v1 like a chimp and like come out, but like die afterward.
I feel like you could probably pull it off, but, you would get some battle scars.
Yeah, 100%. So like, my one like rule would be like I just need like a cup so that like my nuts don't get ripped
There you
off.
go.
But I'm gonna rip off the chimp's nuts if I get the chimps. 100%.
Well, chimps, it's a much larger target.
Yeah, it's
Have you ever seen a chimp's nuts? They're fucking massive.
Yes, and that's why I need to protect my cock because
and that's a target. They can just grab onto it and then they got you.
Like I don't need to be wrestling with a chimp and like trying to take a bite out of the side of his neck and then my fucking dick's just flopping around.
Oh yeah,
hitting me in the thigh.
His little opposable feet hands will grab onto it and they'll rip it right off.
You know what people underestimate, right? When you think about like fighting a chimp or even like a large dog, people underestimate that if you can keep a mostly level head in that scenario, because obviously a lot of people panic, go for the eyes.
I can't imagine why.
Go for the eyes.
Go for the eyes. Like, okay, sure, maybe a chimp latches onto your arm, right, and he bites you. If you stick your thumb through his eye socket, Jason, if you stick your thumb into his eye socket and press his eye into his skull, you are winning. It is over.
Just do this, like the chimp's gonna be sitting there. And I'm just going to be sitting there ready to Mortal Kombat fatality.
It's the same thing with a dog. Someone gets attacked by a dog and they're like kicking it or they're punching it. Stick your thumb through its eye socket. You win. It's over.
Yeah.
You win. It's done. Like
it's over. Just like fucking the Three Stooges technique. 2 fingers
just
into the nostrils. It's like, yeah, you're latched onto me. What are you going to do now? You can't breathe.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I watched an Animal Planet documentary of a guy who got attacked by a bull shark, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
did he grab its gill or something?
So what happened is I think it was latched onto his leg, and he, there was like essentially like the way it was described, and I imagine this is kind of amped up because it was how it looked in his mind more so. But he said there was like a ray of light that hit the shark's eye, and he noticed. He's like, "This is my opening," and he ripped the fucking shark's eye out.
That's what, yeah.
He ripped the shark's eye out, and the shark was like, "Oh my god, fuck this," and he ran away.
Right. Because most animals, and
Well,
even
then
chimps,
ran away. He swam away.
They don't, a chimp's not really going to go for your eyes. Like you said, it's going to go more for, like, if you were naked, your fucking dick
It's gonna
hanging
go for
there.
your appendages.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna try to get at some weak spots.
So as much as it might latch on
and
to
we're
you,
built
bite
very
you,
similar, chimps and people, so they
Yeah.
know what to attack.
yeah. So, like, genuinely, if you can try to keep a level head, you are the human. You are the intelligent one. Yeah, sure, a chimp's intelligent, but it's not like that level
No.
of intelligence.
Absolutely not.
You, if you can keep your head level, would just stab its eye out. And that's pretty much it.
And like also like chimps are proportionally stronger, but like if I'm larger than a chimp, I'm gonna have like the mass moves mass advantage.
You could always just, like, body slam it, like, if it's on your arm, just jump on
They
it.
also, they're also
Yeah.
like, what, 70, 80 pounds?
Yeah.
If you
So you
pick
could
him up,
swing-
have you seen the video of the guy? He's got the chimp. He's got
He's-
his two hands. And he's swinging it around.
Yeah.
I could do that,
Or like
but
the
in a
video
much
of, like-
more aggressive manner.
Or like
Yeah.
the gorilla when it grabbed its mate by the ankle and just
Oh,
swung
yeah,
it and then
swung
ran away.
Yeah, I would do something like that with the chimp. I would like so long gay Bowser the chimp and send it away.
Fucking eat it.
That being said, I do not think I could survive an encounter with a chimpanzee unarmed. Like
Yeah.
I think I'd have a fighting chance.
you might have a fighting chance, but I think it would be a close match.
It would.
It wouldn't be as easy as, like, you fighting me. Let's put it that way.
No, it wouldn't.
And
it
a
would
chimp
not.
is literally not much lighter than me.
Well,
so.
we gotta get the classic, guy question. What's the toughest or strongest animal you think you could fight and win?
I was gonna lead into that.
With a bare hand?
Bare hands, like
Bare
unarmed.
hands. Okay, so like getting out, like any dog, I think I would fuck up.
Any day of the week.
Any dog.
Even a pit bull. I mean, like it would be tougher as like a pit bull, but I feel like I could overcome a pit bull.
I feel like for me, it would just be like a big dog would probably be the highest. Because as soon as I start to get to bear territory, the weight difference is just too much.
Bears? No way. Maybe a black bear if it was a smaller black
Like
bear.
a medium size, like a 200, 300 pound black bear.
The problem is you couldn't
I think
fuck
I
with
could
any
scrap
sort of feline family because they have claws. You wouldn't be able to.
Oh, like a
dog will only bite you. That's it.
Even
Like, that's all they
honestly,
got.
even like a lynx, which is like
No, it'd fuck
just
you
a
up.
little bit bigger than a house cat.
Yeah, it would fuck you up pretty good.
It's like like a Maine Coon, but a bit larger. Mm-hmm. And they just they got cute little faces. I wanna pet one, but they are vicious.
The problem is claws.
Horrendously vicious.
That's the problem with the feline family. It's claws. Like even
It's
you,
the
Jason.
claws,
Like,
yeah.
and just predatory instinct.
Yeah,
in
like-
general, they're just vicious.
Sure, if a tiger could only bite, you could do the eye technique. It's still bigger than you by a lot.
Tigers are
But
massive.
the problem is a tiger's not going to bite you. It's going to lacerate your leg with one
Yeah.
swipe and then fucking
well,
pin you to
let's
the
put
ground
it.
and
Let's
eat
put it
you.
this way. Let's put it this
That's
way.
the problem.
Have you ever had a house cat on your arm?
They don't come off. Like you have to pry.
A 5-pound house cat, and I'm just sitting there like, okay.
All right, dude.
Yeah,
No, this ain't playing anymore.
done.
This hurts. Stop it.
Have you ever had a cat try to steal food from you? They are just extremely strong in
For
that case.
no reason.
For no reason. It's like you can. I'm a full grown man, and I'm trying to stiff arm this fucking cat back, and he doesn't want to.
He's pushing, yeah. No, yeah, the feline family is where I draw the line. I think for me, my biggest animal would just be a large dog, like a Great Dane or something.
Large.
Like,
What about like a dingo, or like a
I don't
wolf?
want, but yeah,
I'd want a battle because like wolves can get like 200 pounds, right? But
Yeah.
they're still a dog.
I don't think a wolf would be for me because the problem is wolves are long. Wolves can get very
Yeah.
long. They're heavy, and their teeth are that much bigger than a dog's. That if it bit my arm, it's probably taking the arm off. I have very
Yeah, that's
slim and
true.
trim arms. Like a dog won't really pull my arm off. It'll get close if I let it, but it'll mostly just latch on. A wolf, I think, would just take my whole arm into its mouth.
As far
and
as
I'd be fucked.
as far as dogs, I feel like I could do that. Wolf would probably be very difficult.
Wolf would be like your fighting chance.
Well,
Like,
High difficulty.
Maybe like a smaller, small to mid-sized black bear would be very difficult, but I think I might have a chance.
They have claws too, though. That's the thing. But they are smaller.
Yeah,
And they're extremely
and they're
strong.
they're
And
smaller,
They're actually fast too.
and I feel like you could win out the encounter by just spooking the
I was
black
gonna say
bear.
bears are also bitches too.
Black
so
bears
you're
are pussies.
Yeah, I could literally just go. And the bear would just,
Grizzly bear, on the other hand, not a fucking chance.
no, dude.
Polar-
You're talking like 2 tons of just fucking meat.
Polar bear, if you see it, it knows you're there and has been following you for a very long time, and it will kill you.
That's the same thing with a tiger too.
Those
If you
things are
see
like
it-
9 feet tall when they stand up
Polar bears
on
can
their hind legs.
drag like small like fucking orcas out of the water.
Yeah,
It's
I mean-
fucking stupid.
That's what's crazy about tigers though. Like they carry like 1,100 pounds up a fucking tree.
Yeah, they don't care.
Like a tiger, like there's no, you're just not fighting one. Like it,
I'm
yeah, for me, I'm large dog territory. That's
large.
probably about it.
What about like a hyena?
a
Do
singular.
they have claws
height?
like a single hyena? Do they have claws? I don't think so.
I don't
right?
think
But
so.
they can break bones of like fucking zebras.
Oh
with
yeah,
their
I
bite.
suppose they could.
Yeah, but I guess
That'd be sick
to
too.
kill it, I don't think so. To spook it, like with the whole eye technique again.
Yeah.
Maybe if I could jab its eye and take it out, and it would run.
Well, that'd
maybe
be
I don't
sick,
think I
too.
could kill it.
Speaking of zebras and donkeys and mules are incredibly vicious.
Yeah. What about a
That-
horse, Chris? You think you could fight a horse?
Oh, absolutely. Any
fuck
day of the
no.
week. Horses are
What-
much different than mules and everything else.
Horses
mules,
are stupid, but they're scary.
mules, donkeys, zebras, they're in this family essentially where they are lone animals, lone large herbivores. And a lot of guys who own like farms will get like a mule or a donkey because instead of like a guard dog, because they will regularly get into fights with large predators and win. I don't know if you've seen video of, I think it was it might have actually been a horse that picked up a wolf and threw it.
It was a donkey.
And they're mean. But a
Yeah.
horse, they kind of have like a more pack mentality.
They're
there's-
herds, yeah.
Yeah, there's more groups of horses, so they rely a lot on others. Horses, I think the horses have a size advantage.
Well, for sure, yeah.
But if a
Devon-
horse, if I get a bad angle on the horse and it kicks me,
You're done.
it can kick my head right open.
Yeah, you're done. I think
So-
if you could grab its neck, I think you'd have a chance. Like, if you
Because
could pin its neck
it's
down, like you're a
big-
lot of weight to put on its
Its
neck.
big dopey neck,
Like,
I
if
could
you-
definitely get on.
If you leaped at a horse and caught it by the head and pulled
And
it
it
down,
depends on the
that's a lot
horse
of
though.
weight.
If it's like a big if it's a big
Stallion.
workhorse,
Yeah,
no. Like I'm talking like a
the ones that are
big
shredded.
workhorse, like 1,800 pound horse. No,
No.
smaller horse,
Fuck up a pony, dog.
a pony any day of the week.
Dude, I just
You
fucking
could just kick its little
that
legs.
thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, you just sweep its legs out from under. It's like it's got stubby, dumbass little legs.
Yeah.
Fuck ponies, dude.
Yeah.
I think I could not a large kangaroo, but I think I could fuck up like a medium-sized kangaroo.
yeah.
Medium-sized kangaroo, yeah, because
Kangaroos are also bitches too. Like, have you seen the video of the guy with the dog? It had the dog in the head.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like a
They're
decent-sized kangaroo and just fucking mollywopped it.
He
But
didn't hit
then-
it even that hard too. Like, I
it was
feel
just
like
sitting there like,
to that same point, have you seen the pictures of that massive kangaroo that was like terrorizing this one Australian suburb?
yeah, like Big Rudy or some
Fucking
shit.
thing was like 8.5 feet tall, and it was jacked.
It was like fucking 6'6". It would just
It was
stand there like this.
shredded. It was so scary. There would be just like pictures of like him with his hand on the window. He's just looking inside. Trying
He's
to
got
get
like
at
one
people.
arm flex. He's just like
he
he just
has
pops the pain out.
like bodybuilder muscles. It's scary.
stupid. That kangaroo was fucking massive.
Yeah.
Somebody pull up a picture of that. What's the dude from Joe Rogan? Pull up a picture of the kangaroo.
Jamie, pull that up.
Jamie, pull that up. Jamie, pull that up.
What was the name you said? It was where?
Just look up jacked kangaroo.
Yeah, you'll find it.
Jet kangaroo.
It was the first thing that came.
Oh, was it
Yeah, the meme
this one?
in Australia. And it was like he kind of looked like that, but he was a lot bigger. That's the one. That's the one. Look at him.
2 meters.
He's 6'6". Look at this fucking thing.
95
He
kilograms.
weighs like 200 pounds.
Look at this fucking. Oh
Dude,
my-
look at this guy.
He's posted up like a man.
Look at that fucking thing, dude.
Oh, I
It
gotta.
just looks like a guy.
Oh my fucking god.
Doesn't look like a guy. It looks like the fucking mountain from Game of Thrones. Like, look at him, dude. 2 meters?
That's terrible.
Holy shit.
So like I couldn't fight him.
Oh Jesus! What the fuck happened to that guy?
That's the one next to that. That's I was thinking about the family that's trapped. It's a kangaroo is like banging on their house.
Terrified British family trapped in house. This angry kangaroo.
This is what happens. The Aussies are trying to remind them of when they were kept prisoners. So they sent a kangaroo up to England.
Kind of like how they put a Popeyes in the fucking UK and people are exploding.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. The UK.
Put bloody pepper in addition to salt.
The UK. They moved the Popeyes chicken sandwich, the spicy chicken sandwich, over to the UK, and people, like British people, I guess tasting seasoning for the first time in their entire lives, were like losing their fucking minds on Twitter. There was like, I took one bite of this burger and it was the most painful experience I've ever had in my entire life eating food. And then like I genuinely like, are these people talking about the same sandwich that we have? Like, and then someone else in the comments was like, I like spicy food like ketchup. And again, I was like, are you talking about the same thing
like
that
Heinz
we have
ketchup?
over here? Like talking about like Heinz, or are you talking about something else?
Yeah.
Give them a bottle of Frank's Red Hot. It would destroy the whole nation.
Yeah, I got pissed. You guys keep going.
Yeah.
It would destroy the whole nation.
Yeah. So like spice for me is like a subject of debate because like I'm Latino, right? So like I have ethnic like tolerance basically.
I suppose.
Just because like the food I grew up with is like typically more spicy than.
Spicy is like, there's a point where it's enjoyable and a point where it sucks. Once it gets into the territory of like,
so hot that there's no flavor,
that it's like, oh, this is painful to me, you know, then I get, you know, then I'm like, oh, I don't want this anymore. If it's like, I'm not out here sucking back like ghost peppers and shit.
No.
But, you know, I won't shy away from like a, you know, something with like some serranos in it or something.
Yeah. Or like, dude, have you ever had like Indian curry?
I haven't, no.
No, so good. It like numbs your face, but like it's very good, right? So like it's like probably a crazy high Scoville level.
Yeah.
But like there's flavor in it.
Yeah.
So like that I feel is a problem with like a lot of things that are like spicy is that yeah, they're spicy, but they taste like shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like you know, you get that with certain hot sauces that have like Scoville extract instead of just like peppers. And then they just put like, as you put it on food, you taste, and you're like, this tastes like lava and cough medicine. This is not good at all.
Disgusting.
This should not have been made, arguably. So I mean, that's where I'm at. Like you can, once you get to a certain point, it's like, oh, this just hurts. I don't want to enjoy it. I don't want to do this
I
anymore.
literally have the same exact
Or like
opinion
that,
on it.
fucking whatchamacallit, like the hottest sauce at like Buffalo Wild Wings.
I
you
haven't-
have to
I haven't
sign
had
like
that one.
A waiver.
I haven't had that one. but-
I haven't either, but you have to sign a waiver before they bring it out.
God
to you.
damn.
And it's like, what the fuck's the point?
Well, there's a local place, I can't say the name, but there's a local place that just closed down for supply chain issues in our city that we went, me and a couple guys from work, and they had their spicy buffalo sauce. And it was the best buffalo sauce ever because it was spicy, but it wasn't spicy for the sake of like, this is a shit ton of chemicals just to burn.
Yeah.
It had some fucking flavor. So that, like what you said, Chris, like I don't like spicy for the sake of being spicy. Like it needs to have flavor and like reasoning. So like,
yeah, if the whole point is like,
this is just gonna hurt.
this is spicy because its intention is to be a challenge,
Stupid.
that's dumb.
Yeah, but give me some good like buffalo sauce. Like I'll tolerate the heat for a little bit.
Yeah,
Still
like-
made me shit my brains out that night, but I'll tolerate it.
Oh, and it's never good afterwards because it's like all the spice gets transferred down.
Yeah. Like remember when we went to that work dinner? I literally almost shit myself in the parking lot, and then I made it home, and I actually like shit everywhere. Yeah, that was a good time. That was a good time.
God.
So
like spicy food doesn't particularly destroy my stomach like that, but there's just certain things
that do.
that just demolish my stomach.
Yeah.
Like I don't have any like food allergies or anything, but sometimes like I'll just have like the right Chinese food and then I
It's all
just
the sodium.
cease to exist.
your
There's
ass,
certain
your,
things-
your sphincter's just opened.
And it just
I've definitely had incidents like where it's more so with like sugar intake. If I have too much sugar, it's just like I could feel it brewing and reacting in my stomach, and I'm like, oh, this isn't good. Because
It's like crystallizing.
Because I gotta eat like fried food and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I know this is gonna be pretty bad the next day, but it doesn't like feel bad after I eat it, right? Like the really, really high sugar content stuff is like, it just feels like there's something not okay going on in my stomach.
Right. Yeah, that made sense.
There's
a reaction brewing.
It's like those fucking those fucking iced honey buns that we used to get at work.
Oh.
And you eat one, and I think you can get them at like gas stations too, the big fucking ones that are like
Those big fuckers.
and you
so
eat it
good,
and it
but-
feels like you have a stomach ulcer afterwards. It's like, it's just not a good experience.
So many preservatives, so much sugar.
I take one bite out of those things. It's like, well, like my diet's not like super strict because like I'm a powerlifter / fucking shot put hammer thrower. So like, I'm pretty liberal with like my caloric intake, but like, there's just something so disgustingly unhealthy about those iced honey buns. That I take one bite and I'm just like, oh.
You go into immediate kidney failure. It's like, I'm fucking dying.
Yeah. It's like, man, this tastes like
Gotta
fucking,
go on dialysis.
This tastes like acute renal failure.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
tastes like radiation.
It just tastes like dye.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, Twinkies have been the same way. Like recently, I had a Twinkie like maybe a week ago, and as simple as a Twinkie is, it was not like it was when I was a kid, dude. It's like it reacted differently. It hit my stomach, and it was like that episode of Family Guy where they go to the Twinkie factory after the nuclear fallout. It was literally that. It was just like a nuclear radioactive Twinkie.
Oh, that was the fun. Was that the Y2K episode or was that?
I think it might have been the Y2K episode, yeah.
Had to have been.
They
That
basically
episode
ran
was-
out of food after like a nuclear fallout, and they went to a Twinkie factory. And
Yeah,
well preserved.
I remember why they ran out of food too, because they had like all the add water.
Yeah.
And Peter ate all of them,
Yeah.
and he's just like, she was like, "You just ate years worth of food," and he was like, "Huh, wow, then fill me up." And he took a drop of water, and he goes, it takes a drop of water like that, it just blows up. It's like, everybody leave, I have to poop.
Yeah.
No!
Run out the door. Yeah. That episode's good, man. Good Family Guy.
Oh my god, there's so many like classic moments in that episode where like when Joe was like melted to the fucking floor.
Yep.
And it's like, set out mouse traps so the mice don't get you. He was like, oh, thanks, sweetie. And then the fucking giant rat comes over and just slaps the shit out of the mouse traps, and Joe's like, bring it on! Like, oh my god.
Twinkies are like fucking terrifying conceptually to me. You can just leave them out
Unwrapped.
and you just leave them there. The same thing as like
Phone's gonna fall, by the way.
at the end of Super Size Me, where they have the fries that they just leave out for weeks and months, and they look the
went almost a year, I
same
thought,
the
right?
whole time.
Yeah.
And eventually they were thrown out, but it was like they looked identical the whole time. You could do the same thing with a Twinkie. You could like put it in a bath of mold, pull it out, it'd be pristine.
Yeah.
It's like hydrophobic, but for like toxins and mold.
Yeah. Twinkies are something else, dude.
I'm convinced Twinkies are like omnipotent. Like the world will collapse due to a dying sun, and the
Twinkies will
Twinkies will
survive.
still exist.
Yeah, I feel like they're definitely like I think they're definitely like plastic adjacent. It's like they're gonna be here for a few million years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Like-
if you buried a Twinkie underground right now, I guarantee it looks the same in 30 years.
Fucking
Oh,
Twinkie
absolutely.
tree.
But yeah, I don't fucking grow a Twinkie tree.
Twinkies are actually just seeds to the tree of life.
I don't know, because there's a lot of foods like that, but Twinkies are definitely especially
One of the
bad.
oddities, yeah.
It's like I feel like because they also kind of have like a film almost on the
Yeah.
outside, and it just feels like it's like there's vinyl or something on it,
We're gonna
or
fucking
like
wrap a Twinkie.
polyurethane or something on it, and you eat it and
clear
like, man,
coat.
I'm definitely consuming some kind of plastic
It's a
material
fucking
right
clear
now.
coat, dude.
Like this
literally.
is the reason that there's so many microplastics in the world.
Twinkies are like the foil to like Popeye the Sailor Man spinach. Like it's just the complete fucking opposite. And I actually found out the other day.
It makes you absolutely worse in every way.
Yes. Like I have a picture of me like gripping the shit out of like a can, and it was just like Popeye the Sailor Man spinach.
Oh man, yeah, that Twinkies
Yeah. So like,
Twinkies are a debuff.
like it exists. They have Popeye branded spinach.
That's funny.
Just insane because that shit's probably so old.
Yeah.
That shit's probably so old.
Yeah, it's pretty much like, that's like a buff, and then Twinkies are like debuffs. You just take them and your aura
you lose
around
points.
you.
Yeah. The spinach is only like a strength buff modifier. If like you can like crush it out of the can like Popeye could.
Yeah.
You have to crush it, and then it has to like go up into your little corncob pipe, and you have to suck it through the pipe.
Yeah.
And then you get, and it like reacts in your body. It like, disperses to all your limbs, and then you get really strong. And you punch a guy so hard he turns into a sausage.
Yeah. Dude, there is no fictional character that can beat Popeye the Sailor Man.
I don't think so.
Like literally, this man was erased from existence. Right? God literally turned off reality in a comic strip, and he's like, "Oh, that takes care of that." Turns around, Popeye was still there. And he's like, How are you here? I turned off reality. And Popeye just replies, I eats me spinach.
Yeah, he eats his spinach, dude.
Like, Popeye was literally disintegrated into nothing from a laser. His nothing spawned a fucking can of spinach, crushed it and ate it, and brought him back into, like, something. I just don't get it.
Popeye's definitely, there's definitely some aura there. There's, I saw a clip from like one of the old Popeye cartoons where when he was in the Navy, he pulls a fucking one of the massive guns from the ship. He pulls it off the ship and he starts shooting at the enemy ships and single-handedly won the war.
I just don't get it.
Animal.
Dude, he once occupied 2 places at once when he was shadowboxing.
I think we need to see a resurgence of that sort of cartoon where it's just ridiculous.
Just stupid.
Like Tom and Jerry era shit, and like where it's just fucking ridiculous. It's foolish.
Dude, Popeye once hopped off his fucking comic strip to punch his animator in the face.
In the real world. He transcends dimensions.
He once hit somebody so hard he broke the fucking film strip he was on, and he proceeds to put it back together. He's given the sun a black eye. He once hit a bull so hard that he made a meat market.
If he can punch the surface of the sun, that's already powerful enough.
Yeah.
He like I don't even get it. I don't get it. Final thing I want to speak on Popeye the Sailor Man. He once punched a lion so hard he made leopard print bags.
He turned into a different animal.
It's not the same. The leopard print from a lion. That doesn't make fucking sense.
He turned into a different animal and then skinned it.
Like it just.
It doesn't make sense. He's too powerful.
It's beyond me.
He performed some sort of like Full Metal Alchemist thing, and he like fucking exchanged this lion over.
I just don't fucking get it.
Ah, man.
From spinach? How many calories is in a fucking can of Popeyes? Dude's gotta have like dodeca fucking trillion calories in one can of spinach.
That's the thing. The one they sell to the public is just normal spinach. The one he's got, it's just like condensed,
radioactive.
Like condensed plutonium. He eats it, and it's like the demon core. He eats it, and it just powers him up, and he can punch nukes just out of his fists.
Damn, he turned into fucking Mega Man. He's like fucking blasting. But is that all she wrote?
Yeah.
Yeah. Got anything you want to add?
Nah. Popeye the Sailor Man, if you're listening to this, I challenge you.
You're playing a dangerous game.
I'm playing a dangerous game, but let me tell you something, Popeye.
Listen, Popeye.
They call me the goon for a reason. You're gonna get goon. You can bring all the spinach you want. I will pistol whip you into the next life.
Gonna get gooned.
I will take the fucking cartoon championship belt from you.
Oh, Jesus.
And I will prove to you, and to everyone watching that I am the dominant life form. Popeye, your time's coming. Was that good?
Yeah.
That's a very good like WWF era fucking promo.
I didn't have like the voice. I was just like very calm.
Well, you gotta do cocaine first. That's how those guys did it.
Well, let me tell you something, Popeye. I'm gonna fuck you up next week at Synapse Misfire Super Slam.
And you can tell that his heart is just like it's on its last legs.
It's
It's just like, bro, this needs to stop.
I'm gonna be honest. I think Jason just gave you the title to that wrestling video you wanted to make, the Synapse Misfire Super Slam.
Yeah, I have this concept in my head that I know for a fact I cannot pull off just for budgetary reasons. But I want to do like a very grand scale wrestling video where it's just like a real wrestling match between like a bunch of people that we know. I think that'd be fucking funny.
I'd love that. I would love to do that.
We already got 2 weight classes down. We got me and Jason, you and Alex, right? And then we can get like some kind of midweight class. We'll figure something out. And I think it would be really funny, but then I would have to finance like, proper people that like operate the camera right, operate the microphones properly. I would have to like get and source an arena that we could use. So it'd be like very, very high concept, very expensive thing to do. So
we also have to train like wrestlers if we're really going all the way.
Yeah. So if we ever make $100,000 off this podcast, that's when we'll do it.
Yeah.
And it'll be a massive event.
Start donating.
You could save an animal.
You could save me.
Send us money. This is a threat.
Yes.
Or you will be sodomized.
By both of us. Jordan's not allowed.
No.
I take up too much space to sodomize. I got the biggest package.
Yeah, they call him Big Jordan for a reason.
Big J.
Big
BJ
J.
for short, man.
He is packing some serious fucking horse meat. I've seen it.
Bro, it's not even a joke. That's just like 18 fucking feet.
I don't get it. Like
It rolls out like it's
It's like a red carpet, dude.
yeah, it's like a fucking.
It's like a fruit roll up.
It's like a fruit roll up, but it's like
it's the gift that keeps on giving.
it's cataclysmic every time.
He turns left and you have to jump over it like a Mario Party mini
Yeah, it's
game.
like when
it's
you're.
awful.
It's like one of those fucking things at like the arcade, not the arcade, like the carnival, where it's you go in and it's like spinning obstacles. Anytime he moves, you have to do that.
Yeah.
But if it hits you, you don't just like fall down into some soft surface. Your legs get removed.
Yeah, or like it's like Fall Guys, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a constant game with Jordan, but instead of getting just sent flying, it wraps around your torso.
Oh no.
It's
So I'm having a misfunction here.
a misfire.
I'm having a little
This guy can't even stay on brand. What a
I'm
fucking
having a little
asshole.
dysfunction.
We're trying to talk about Jordan's fucking horse cock, and there you are fumbling with your mic like a fucking buffoon.
Jason, you want to be the new host, to be honest?
Yeah.
Get rid of this guy.
Yeah, get rid of this
Escort him out. See him
Get
out
out
of his
of
own
here,
house.
That's it. I challenge you next week in the ring.
You're on, brother.
Oh, I just got a massive cramp. I don't think I'm gonna be able to fight. Oh fuck! Ow! Actually, that hurts. I'm in genuine pain. All right, cut the fucking cameras.
Cut the tapes.
I gotta stand up.
Oh, man.
Ow! Fuck!
Oh, okay. I guess I'll do the outro.
Ouch! Okay, I'm back. It's been resolved. That little like ball joint from your femur that goes into your hip bone, that shit just like broke,
It just ceased.
and so that's what happened there.
Yeah, the goon pistol whipped your femur out of existence. So, oh man. Anyway, so you can find the podcast: Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify, and of course Pocket Cast. We're also on Spotify Video now. I guess I should start mentioning that. And as always, RSS feed link below. Send us your emails, comments, questions, concerns, and death threats to synapsemisfire@pm.me. And Instagram, TikTok linked below. Proper one should be linked now as well. because Chris said I didn't link the right one for the last 8 months. And you can find our shorts there or contact us. So, and we're going to be doing other content on there eventually. So stay tuned for that. And if you want to see Jason again, let us know, because this was a really fun episode.
This is a off the rails episode. You know, if you're stuck with it this whole time, you know. If you want more off the rails content, I personally would like to see maybe this trio in some non-podcast format content.
That would be cool.
I would too.
So maybe we could figure something out.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
I do not have an idea in mind, so don't hold your breath.
Yeah, but Jason, I'm going to say something I've never said because I'm a bad co-host. Never said this to Nelson. Never said this to Alex. But thank you for coming out today and last week's episode. It's been great having you. And we hope to see you on future episodes or other content.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
He'll be watching from the shadows, lurking like Batman.
Death threats, remember last week? Death threats, yeah. I'm always here, always watching. Always.
Can we do a bit where we do like IRL content, but Jason's just in the background?